Hi, this is SJ Talks and Life coming back at you with another video. Hit that subscribe button and like button, please, and thank you. I was sitting here watching Tanya TKO. She's got some hospice nurses that's been coming forth, women that work in healthcare, black women that work in healthcare, in the healthcare field, hospice, nursing homes, and such. And they're saying that there's an increasing number of black men that are passing away alone, and they was talking about how, because it's interesting because black men are always talking about it's winter time for black women, it's winter time for us, and how we're gonna die alone, and Kevin Samuels coined that phrase, um, saying that to black women, which wasn't nice at all. But he was in quite a precarious situation when he passed along. So we got to be careful what we speak. Our words are very powerful. They can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Um, but he was in fact unmarried when he passed, and but we just have to be. Our words are powerful. We just got to be careful what we speak on. When we speaking stuff on somebody else, it could come back to us, like a boomerang effect. So we got to be careful what we speak on, to other people and everything. And but a lot of black men will be, saying winter times, for black women, and and all that kind of stuff, which is not nice, but there are an increasing number, hospice workers, nurses, and everything is coming forth and starting to say that there is an increasing number of black men that are passing along in these nursing homes. They seem to have a shortage of loved ones that are coming forth because um I worked in care facilities, couple care facilities, and home care and that. And it's not, people think it's such a horrible, terrible thing to put their loved ones in a care facility. Um, but the bad part about it is not so much as because everybody's situation is different. Some people, it just depends on the situation. Sometimes they're not in a position to where they can care for their loved one, and they want to find a good facility to put them in. Um, for whatever reason. I mean, everybody's situation is different. Like they may be working, your bills don't stop being paid, needing to be paid just because you have a loved one that needs care. So it just depends on the situation. But that's what the facilities are for. But the key thing is finding a good facility for your loved one. And I found when I was working in facilities is when the people didn't check on them, when the people didn't check on their people, that that was the problem. When they didn't check, when they didn't come visit on a regular basis, and they didn't check on them, because we had people that the family was consistently checking on them. When they know that the family cares, and the family consistently visits their loved one and consistently checks on their loved one, that staff gonna make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I know I'm probably getting off subject, but yeah. So especially when they know that you're gonna be checking, and you're gonna be visiting on a regular basis, they see that their daughter, son, or whoever really cares. So, and they know that they're gonna be on them. So they're making sure they're gonna make sure that that person gets the care that they need and get everything that they need. So it's not so much as when people put their loved ones in these facilities, but when the problem is when they don't check on them. When they don't check on them, They don't make sure the staff is doing what they're supposed to be doing. They don't visit on the regular basis, and that's the major issue. A lot of people have the tendency to put their loved ones in these facilities, and they don't check on them. They don't visit them. And they just kind of just and that's the issue right there. And I guess there's an increasing number of black men that are in these facilities, that are, the family, I guess they don't have people that's checking on them on a regular basis, visiting them on a regular basis, and making sure that, they're being cared for. And, also, we were talking about, how these men get to a particular age and they get sickly. Now, all of a sudden, they're ready to settle down. They're ready to settle down with a woman that's closer to their age, because they know a young woman is not going to be signing up for that. They talk that mess how when they're in good health, how they want them something younger. And then when they get older, they get sickly, they're looking for then they're looking for a woman closer to their age to be their nursemaid and their caregiver, because they know a young woman is not going to be signing up for that. So, um, and that's what the discussion is that these men are looking for a wife. They're all of a sudden ready to settle down when they get sickly, and they need somebody to take care of them. And a lot of these men wasn't there for their kids. They abandoned their children. Black men want to start talk all that stuff and not hold each other accountable and say, all these things about black women raising kids. That's our responsibility to raise the children and all that. They talk all that mess. But then when it comes down to it, it seems like they support the abandonment of black children, and want to put all the responsibility on the black woman. But then what happens is these same men that be talking this garbage and walking away from their kids get older and they get sickly. Where are the kids then? The children don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered because guess what? You wasn't there for them. It's all fun and games when you're running around knocking off one woman after another, and abandoning your kids, and hollering that it's all the mother's responsibility, crying about paying child support, this and that and the other. It's all fun and games. But then when they get older and they get sickly, and they're counting up all their kids and looking for their kids to care for them, or whatever the situation is, the kids ain't nowhere to be found. Okay. See, that's cause and effect. See, if you only receive love if you put it out. See, if you put love out, there are fathers out there that were loving fathers to their children, and they were there for their children, and the children look out for them when they get to that point to where they need care. The children look out for them most often than not, and the children look out for moms. When the mother did what she was supposed to do, took care of kids, them 9 times out of 10, the children are down for moms. But when that father, these fathers, they run around and make all these babies and want to put all the responsibility on the women and talk all this mess. It's all fun and games until they get older and they get sickly, and they want them same kids that they turned their back on to come and care for them when they're older. See, a lot of these black men don't think about that. And they don't think about that when they're not holding each other accountable and making 50 million excuses for each other. They don't think about that. See, the chickens always come home to roost. And so these same men don't have the children, that they made out here, caring for them, when they're old and sickly. So I mean, that's just something for these men to think about. And then they're looking for a woman if they're closer to their age to be their nursemaid, their caregiver. But you know what? I'm not about to sign up for that. If I do hook up with somebody, he's got to be in good health. No guarantees that he won't get sick, but that's going to be one of my requirements because I got issues with my back and legs. So I'm not in a position. I left my job as a caregiver. I had a job as a caregiver. I left my job as a caregiver because I physically could not do it anymore. So what I look like trying to marry a man that needs a caregiver and I'm broke down myself. That don't make no sense. Make it make sense. I'm not signing up for that. I'm not signing up for that. So, and a lot of women are not willing to sign up for that. But some women are ironically wind up signing up for it because they want a companionship. They want companionship. So they say, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and, take care of them and all that. God bless them. God bless them. Because I'm not trying to hook up with no um, sickly man. I pray for you. I will pray for you. I will give you some information about care homes and assisted living and home care facilities and things like that. I'll be more than happy to give that information to you. But I'm not the one, baby. I'm not the one. I am not the one. Okay? So, but that's what they want. I mean, that's typically when they're ready to marry, when they're all sickly and broke down. That's when they're looking to marry someone closer to their age. But then when they're in the best of health, they hollering that I want me a younger woman. I want somebody young. I don't want no old woman. But then when they get sickly, see, they flip the script. Now all of a sudden they want somebody closer to their age because they know a young lady ain't trying to sign up for all that. And they want that woman to be his nursemaid, his caregiver, more so than a wife. And so, I mean, God bless a woman, women that want to sign up for that, but I'm not the one. I'm not signing up for that. I mean, one of my prerequisites is going to be that one of us got to be in good health. I mean, I, I mean, like I said, I got back and leg issues. So, you know, I mean, both of us can't be broke down. That's like the blind leading the blind. So, man, I got to be so in love with you. It ain't that much love in the world at this stage of my life. It ain't that much love in the world. I'm just keeping it 100, So, let me know what you ladies think. You older ladies, let me know what you think about this. But they say, yeah, there's an increasing number black men that are in hospice and the care homes and things like that, and they're now I'm not. There's no way I'm not. You know, um, it's unfortunate that they're in that situation, but it's just something to think about. For these men that be hollering, I want something younger, and old women talking about older women, making fun of older women that's around their age, and then they get sickly. I mean, they might want to be careful about running their mouth like that because you don't never know what's gonna happen to you. You don't never know what's gonna happen to you. So yeah, this is something to think about. It's something to think about for these younger men out here that have these kids. You better make sure you're in your kid's life. I mean, if you pour, I tell younger parents, pour love into your children when they're little and coming up, they will pour love into you later. If you pour love into them when they're coming up, they will pour love into you later. Because that's what my two sons, they're pouring love onto me now. They're being a big blessing to me now because I poured love onto them when they were coming up. See, that's how that works. You pour love onto your children. That's why I tell all the parents, young parents coming up. Pour love onto your children when they're coming up, because they will give it back to you. They will reciprocate later. When you get older, they will pour love onto you, and they will be care about you, and be looking out for your best interest. So that's something that for men to think about. Okay, now let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Tanya TKO is doing a subject about this, and some other YouTubers I think we're talking about that too. But let me know what you ladies think about that and everything. So yeah, hit that like, subscribe, and share. Until the next video, be blessed.